show. We're taping live at the Clave Social, 1345 St. Clair Avenue West, and it is hot in the city. So happy to be here. How's everybody doing? Fantastic. I love that. Yeah, good clap for you. Everybody looks amazing, and I can't wait to get the show started. There's going to be an amazing time here. We have a founder of a very special clothing line. Heather McCartney of UV Couture is here. We're going to be talking about her. Yeah, with her. And then we have a powerful woman. She is an entrepreneur, and she has so many pearls of wisdom to share with us. Carol Ford is here today. And then we have a lovely author. She's a storyteller. She's a singer. She does it all. And she's here today. Khalilah Brooks. And we also have a powerful performance by Chris Birkett. He is here. And last but not least, we have another powerful entrepreneur, Mr. Willoughby Edwards. He's going to be talking to us. So it's all about fun, it's all about power, it's all about inspiration here at the Nikki Clarke Show. We'll be right back with our first guest. With our first guest, Carol Ford. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, you look lovely.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I have so many questions for you. First, I'd like to know, because this is something that resonates with me personally. When I was a little girl, I told my parents two things. One, I wanted to be a talk show host, which they didn't quite understand at 9 years old, how I could actually make money in TV. And then I told them that I wanted to be a millionaire. Now, so I'm kind of on that path to the TV show thing, but the millionaire part, I'm still working my way. But you are sitting beside me, you're a self-made millionaire. And I can imagine there must have been sacrifices along the way, and also huge gains on your journey to becoming self-made. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting how people say, you know, I want to be a millionaire, and yet the reality of it is, Nikki, so few people want to put the work into what it takes to get there. And that's really where it's at, is anyone can get there if they believe in themselves, if they've got the means to get there, the vehicle to get there, and if they are just persistent in continuing on toward that target. Where people fall short is they don't have that commitment to themselves to stay with the game.
Okay. And it takes a lot of energy. It's a huge commitment. And can you talk about some of the sacrifices you made?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the sacrifices is, you know, when you look back, it's not sacrifices. At that time, you're in the midst of that forest, you know, and so you're not really paying attention to just all the sacrifices. But yeah, you can look back and say, yeah, I can see how I had to, you know, lose out on some of the maybe social time, not watch TV, you know, and so you're focused on what you're working on, and where other people are talking about, we went to the beach this weekend, or, you know, we watch this program every week. You take that time to make those important phone calls. You make that time to go and meet with the individuals that are going to help you make that difference. So those are the sacrifices. Also, it's just relationships too. You know, oftentimes on that path to your journey, to your success journey, there are people that just don't get it. They don't understand it, and they think that you feel like you're up here, you know? And so you lose some friends along the way, unfortunately, but you gain a whole lot more. So you talk about the gains.
Yes.
Absolutely. You gain a lot of really valuable relationships, people who are like-minded, who want to achieve more with their life.
Yes.
And you also just have a better self-esteem. Because as you're going
after what you've accomplished, for sure.
Absolutely. And it's not a boastful thing. It's more of just, yeah, I feel good. Life is good. La joie de vivre, right? It's just about enjoying what you're doing. And when you enjoy it and you're seeing success, then you become like a magnet for other people who want to get there too.
Right.
And so you draw those like-minded people to yourself.
And that's exactly what's happened for you and your company. You've had people drawn to you, gravitate to you with your knowledge. Can you talk a little bit about what you do as a coach?
Absolutely. I love having someone come to me and say, I've been in the industry for a long time, I'm not getting the results that I want. And it's like, great, you've made the first most important step. You recognize that you need some help. And so a coach is able to help you through that initial stage of getting the proper ABCs in place.
Getting unstuck.
Exactly, exactly. Most of my career, I started my career as a teacher, as a school teacher, but progressed into sales and then just flew with that. And so over the years, I've seen many people fall away from doing what they wanted to do just because they didn't have the proper coach, the proper mentor, the proper tools, knowledge, all of what it takes to get there. That's what I provide through my coaching, is like, tell me where you're at, tell me where you want to go, and I will help you to path that journey so that you can get there, so that I can get you on the right path and get you going in that direction. So it's really just teaching them the ABCs of network marketing, because that's where my focus is. A large part of my career was in network marketing.
For how long?
And you would ask me that, wouldn't you? Because now you're going to do the math.
My husband's laughing.
He is, because my license plate says 29 forever. So that's what I say to everyone when they say,
right.
oh,
29.
37 years I've been in the industry.
I think that's big.
Yeah. It's been a great journey. And you know, if I was to say what one thing have I taken away from being a part of this industry, it's been making a difference in people's lives. That is the most rewarding thing, is to make that difference, help people to get what they deserve in life.
Okay. Because I think people have the knowledge base, maybe. In some ways they know what they want, but it's just hard for them to verbalize it, or it's hard for them to visualize it. So that's where you come in and give them the tools.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Because most people will come into a business with a vision. Okay. Most of them will come in with knowing what they want to be, what they want to do. And then they get stuck with the how-to.
With the how-to.
Yeah.
So you help them in the implementation of what they're doing.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Correct.
And can you talk about one person that you've helped transform their life from the beginning and how it turned out in the end? Yeah,
so many examples, so many examples. Individuals that come to you that are feeling down. They may be single moms, they may be just really down and out financially, and you get them on the right path, doing the right things to get the success happening. And then not only do they start to earn the dollars, which is helping them, but they start to have that better self-esteem. Right. And they become, people that didn't want to speak. I've seen this with so many individuals that, I would never speak in public, is what they would tell you. And next thing you know, they're being recognized on stage and they're talking to 3,000, 5,000 people.
Like it's nobody's business.
Exactly.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I really like this quote from your bio, if I can share that with everyone. It says, it's in those life challenges that one learns the valuable lessons which are necessary for success. You can't succeed until you failed. That's very, very strong statement. Yeah.
And failure is often seen as a negative thing, and that's really what I'm saying in that quote, is that don't see it as a negative, because in that is that silver lining, is the opportunity for you to learn something so that the next time around when you're in that similar situation, you'll know how to handle it, right? Absolutely. And so it's a matter of every opportunity that you have to learn, whether it's in the good times or in the not so good times. My husband and I have been through many peaks and valleys in our life.
Many learnings.
And our learning stages, right? And we've had businesses that have failed. We've had businesses that have done very well. Either way, you're learning. And if you can get up from those times that you think is a failure, just get up with the vision of moving forward.
Dust yourself off.
Exactly.
And keep going.
Yeah.
That's really the key.
Exactly.
I find that whenever people, and I've heard from people who've have done very well for themselves, when they felt that they were about to give up, they were very close to a breakthrough, but they knew they had to just push through. Yeah. And then when they did, it paid off, because that's when they everything fell into place.
And that's exactly how it happens. I mean, it's just right around the corner, and so many people drop out just before it gets around that corner. You know, and just stay the game and align yourself with the right people that can help you.
That is very
get
key.
there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Finding people who will elevate you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Support you, encourage you, be there for you, keep you accountable. You know, that's huge. That's part of our coaching program too, is the accountability.
What is accountability?
You know, it's just knowing that when we talk about what actions, what IPAs I call them, income producing activities that you're going to do this week, know that you're going to come back next week for our next session and have to be accountable for that. Did you implement those IPAs?
Okay.
And so that's the accountability of saying, yes, I really do want to build, and therefore I'm going to put the feet to the pavement and make it happen.
Which also builds your integrity too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you stay solid with your word.
Exactly.
So what's next for you?
Oh, I have no idea. It's just, I just go with the flow of life. But yeah, right now at this stage of my life, in 2011, I retired from corporate management. I was executive with a company, and just decided to do what I was doing corporately, do it on an individual basis, on an independent basis. So right now, I'm focusing on building other people up so that they can move forward and achieve their dream, whatever dream lifestyle is for them.
And that's amazing wealth when you can create self-sufficiency in other people.
Absolutely.
That's
so rewarding.
It is.
Yeah, to see that difference in their life.
Absolutely. And where can people find you, Carol?
www.coachingyourdownline.ca.
Okay.
They can go there. It's all about our coaching program, and they can call me at 647-818-0818. Keep things simple.
I like that. Carol, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be right back. Joining me in the hot seat is Willoughby Edwards. Thank you so much for joining me.
Very nice to be here, Nikki, as always.
You look very dashing in that tangerine.
Thank you, thank you.
I think we match, my neutral and your orange. It's
Absolutely.
very, very summery. And I have a little bit of inside information on you. I know you've been doing a lot of world tours. You've been off to Europe.
Yes, I have.
And then
actually.
Bahamas.
Yes.
So it's been a good summer for you.
So far, very
So
good.
far.
Very good, yeah.
Awesome.
I needed the Bahamas trip to rest after the Europe.
To Europe. Gotcha. Well, you have an incredible background, but I want to just fast forward to what you're doing right now as the president of APT Marketing Corporation and co-director of Sirkin Promotions, Inc.
Okay.
That is a mouthful, and I know you've been doing this for a few years. Can you tell me a little bit about your role and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Essentially, we're in the promotional products business.
Okay.
And
So swag.
Yes. The promotional products, that's exactly the reaction. When you say promotional products to most people, they look at you blankly and say, what's that? And we've gone from, as an industry, have gone from trinkets and trash to my business partner, quite nicely renamed it Trinkets and Treasures.
Right.
And then it's moved into swag, and it's moved into the reality. But the reality is that a promotional product is any product that a corporation or individual or an association or wants to brand, to decorate, essentially, be with print or logo and print, whatever, and to use for advertising, information, for rewards, recognition, prizes. And I mean, it's endless. Because most people, when you say promotional products, they think of T-shirts, pens, belt buckles perhaps,
Coffee cups.
mugs,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, as of now, we do something slightly over 9,800 products.
That's huge. That
Okay.
is huge. It's
And
more than just pens.
Absolutely. And, I'm prepared to wager that everybody in this room, if not everybody, 99% of people, have something in their pocket or their handbag, something that's a promotional product.
First person to say they have and prove it wins a prize, okay? I saw Jeanette Burke's hand just fly up.
Yeah,
She's getting it. And you'll get a Nikki Clarke Show tote bag that Willoughby designed for me. So yeah, so we are all purchasers or receivers of swag.
That's right. And everybody does that. And you see, so it really breaks down into those of us who produce and distribute, and those who purchase.
Okay.
And that's where this evening I'd like to get into what we've done. Tammy Sirkin, my partner, Tammy has been in the business for 38 years. 26 years ago, she challenged me because I'm a pen collector. I'm a writing instrument collector.
How many pens do you have?
I have, don't want to ask, maybe 3,000.
3,000 pens?
Yeah, or more.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. In my personal collection. But these are high-end pens like that, most of which have never touched paper. They're just collector's items. However, so once she challenged me to go, why don't you go sell pens? Because she had seen part of my collection.
She said as a joke?
As a joke.
Okay.
And my concept at the time, my understanding was, you know, a box of 12 big pens and going to these strip malls and trying to get them. I figured, no, that's not for me. She said, no, that's not how it goes. Well, on average now we move between 500,000 and 1 million pens a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the kind of business good. So I joined Certain Promotions 26 years ago. So between us we have over 60 years experience in the thing. I then became what you call a distributor, and you go out and you try to find corporations who want to buy your product. After doing that for 16 years here and in the Caribbean, which we did wonders in the Caribbean actually, because one of my biggest coups was to go into Cuba because there's no competition from the United States.
Right.
So, and everything is provided by the government. So all school supplies, all hotel supplies, all their T-shirts, everything. So if you get a contract with the government, you are
good to go.
Very good to go. So that was very successful. However, we came full circle, and the industry has changed to the point where distributors need back office. And every single seminar or book that's written about this industry, it's interesting because I just heard about is sales oriented. It's sales and motivation. Nobody to this point, other than us, has considered the back office, what we call the back office. In other words, when a distributor is going to call on to make a sales call, who prepares the sales kit? Like, how do you decide what you want to show?
So that's where you come in.
Okay. So there's people who do what we call sourcing. So they'll source and they'll make suggestions. And you may call me and say, Willoughby, I'd like some tote bags. And I think, okay, Nikki, you used tote bags the last time. Maybe it's time for you to look at something else. Okay. So I put together a presentation, and I come in and I show it to you, and you may or you may not go with it, but invariably you will go with something with it. And that's important. Then once I go out and I make the sale, somebody in the office has to look after getting the product, getting the artwork, getting the product prepared in time, 2 days, some people, wink, wink. And all of that, then they have to invoice, they have to...
Sure. It's a huge process.
They have to quality control, they have to warehouse, they have to ship. And so that's what we call the back office. So Tammy and I decided, we've had an incredible difficulty over the years to get people to work in our back office. Okay. Because they don't know anything about the industry. Right. So we decided 2.5 years ago to sit down and write an industry-specific course.
Really? Okay.
Called Promotional Products Business Administration.
Right.
And in it we teach everything except sales. And this is useful both for people who are already in the business and are trying to get people. It's also useful for corporations who buy a lot of promotional products.
Right.
To have somebody in-house to know what they buy,
The do's and don'ts. Okay.
what they should be buying. So we have designed this course. We've broken it down into modules like product knowledge, product and material handling, decoration, which is incredibly important. I mean, how many people here know the difference between debossing and embossing?
Right.
How many
So this is
people
something that you would teach in
the
the
difference
courses.
between the different kinds of embroidery that you can put.
How long are the courses?
The course is 13 weeks.
Okay.
13 weeks.
So about 4 months.
Yes. And what we do is we break it up by
Thanks.
modules, and anybody who takes the course has to be successful, has to pass the exam for each course before we move them on.
Okay.
Because we don't want them to get, and they're done in order that makes sense. And the whole idea of this course is by the time someone is finished this course, they are actually able to start their own promotional products business.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, how do people register for the course?
They can register with us. We are at www.ppba.ca. And
Can you say it one more time?
beg pardon?
Can you say the website one more
It's
time?
www.ppba.ca, and the PPBA is Promotion Products Business Administration. And we have a toll-free number, which is 1-844-321-7722.
Fantastic.
And anybody who is interested, I have brochures that we can hand out, and I'd be happy to give them and discuss it with anybody after the show.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on that.
Thanks very much.
Imagine that's a lot of work that you put through, and the amazing benefits for people. Do you have a testimonial of one of your students?
Not here, unfortunately, but we do have some testimonials of
On the website.
the
Okay.
websites of
Fantastic. So people can peruse through them.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Willoughby.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, and come back anytime, and you'll be hearing from me about more totes for sure.
Okay.
They go by
Thanks for
quickly.
having me, Nikki.
You're welcome. We'll be right back with some more great interviews. Don't go anywhere. Nikki Clarke. With the lovely Heather McCartney, founder of UV Couture. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Fantastic, fantastic. You look amazing. You're
Well,
wearing
thank you.
one of your designs, are
I
you?
am wearing one of my designs, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you look gorgeous as well.
Thank you very
for having
much.
me on the show.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thank you for my gift. I have
You're
to show it
welcome.
off. This is my third piece from UV Couture. And
It is.
I have to say, you have a beautiful array of colors. And this is very summery for me, something I can wear. Right now, the white and black.
Yeah, the color
Is that-
blocking's huge.
Do you like it, or is it just me? Yeah.
No.
Beautiful detail.
Yeah, they're gorgeous products, and really what they are, most of you probably don't know what UV Couture is about. It's a fairly new company, but it's sun protective wear. So all of our garments block out 99% of the harmful UV rays, where regular clothing would block out less than 6%. So there's a function and a fashionality to these products. They're gorgeous, and they're extremely comfortable and flattering to wear. So we're really excited about the products that we have.
They are beautifully
Yeah.
designed. So you started the company in 2012?
We launched in November 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not too long ago, not even 2 years yet. So we're in the initial stages of development, and but prior to that, it was a 2-year sort of research and development before I actually launched in 2011. So there was a lot of work that went into getting the launch going at that time. So
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
you work with another dynamo,
I
such
do.
as yourself,
Yes, Hazel.
Hazel.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So we work well together. It's really fun. We have a great time together, and it's a lot of work. And we both have small children, so it's hard juggling all the demands that everything entails. But we're managing quite well, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm a mompreneur too.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Yeah.
the work that's involved. But I wanted to say that you brought up a really good point. And I think it's fabulous that the clothing protects 99% of the sun rays from your body.
Yeah.
Because when, you know, you go to the beach or you go to the swimming pool and you think you're doing yourself a favor by wearing, you know, a t-shirt so that you don't get burned. Meanwhile, back at the ranch when you get home, your back is gone.
Yeah.
It's like, so 6%.
Yeah,
is
less
all
than
that
6% is regular clothing. And
Okay.
yeah, and it's not just, you know, going to the beach and doing all these other activities. It's walking to the grocery store. It's just
Sure.
being out. And, you know, our message, part of our message at UV Couture is not just a summer product. We need to really think about protecting ourselves 365 days of
True.
the year. And I think in Canadians, we think, okay, well, it's hot, it's sunny, this is a time we need to cover up. And that's actually not the case. It's the UV rays are out whether it's cold, it's hot, it's sunny, it's cloudy. So we really have to be a lot more conscious of what we're doing. And melanoma rates actually in Canada are dramatically on the rise.
Can you talk about what that is? for
Yeah,
people who don't
so
know?
the Canadian Cancer Society, I guess, you know, it's been on the news a lot lately about how melanoma and skin cancer is one of the highest growing cancers in Canada,
Right.
among any other. So there's something we're not doing right. And I'm a firm believer that sun protective clothing is your first line of defense to protect yourself from skin cancer and melanoma. I mean, there's loads of sunscreens out there. You know, you're looking at these statistics and you're wondering, with all these sunscreens on the market, why are these, you know, why is melanoma raising as it is? So the safest way that I feel, and that, you know, it is the first line defense, is clothing, sun protective clothing.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Are you the first UV couture?
We are the
kind of-
first
okay.
UV couture company. Yeah, yeah. And all of our
think
products,
that's huge.
yeah. It's really, you know, and the other thing that I'm so proud of is our products are manufactured here in Toronto.
Okay.
So it's a Canadian-made product. So really proud that we can keep our manufacturing here and support the Canadian economy and keep jobs in our own country. And keep a watchful eye over what's happening in sense of manufacturing too. So, yeah.
Now, I read that you were on Dragon's Den.
Was on Dragon's Den, yes.
That is big. Can you talk about what happened and who was the meanest person on the jury?
Oh, you know what? Actually, they were all really great.
Really sweet,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a really fantastic experience being on Dragon's Den. I ended up getting a deal with Jim Treliving.
Okay.
Got the handshake on the show, and but as it turned out, after some due diligence time, the deal didn't actually go through.
Okay.
We both recognized that the timing wasn't quite right. So, but you know, the exposure from the show has been ginormous.
I can imagine.
It's been fantastic.
When were you on?
I was on January 15th of 2014.
Okay.
So it showed then, but I actually taped it in April of 2013. So I always tell people, so I could have had another child by the time that this whole process actually finished, because you're waiting and waiting too, and you don't actually know if you're going on air until 3 weeks before the
It
show.
must be nerve-wracking.
It is, and you can't plan for anything. So, but
So when you got that call, what was it like?
oh my God!
It was
And
like,
it was right before Christmas.
Yeah.
I got the call. I was so excited that I actually made it on air. But then it's like, oh gosh, we got to go into another production run and make sure we've got enough product. Because we knew our sales would go up after the show. So it was a lot of work getting that done, and of course our manufacturer closed throughout Christmas time, so it really left us a little bit short of timing, but you know, everything worked out. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
That's fantastic, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So UV Couture, it's protective wear. Can you describe the line? Is it sporty? Who's the target for this?
Okay, well, you know, it's really, we do have resort, a line that's really for resort wear, so some dresses and that type of thing, and we have more of an athletic line that we just launched, one of the shirts that I'm wearing. It's very comfortable. We don't necessarily want to put an age on our product.
Gotcha.
I think our products are suitable to all women, regardless of age, race, and sex. You know, they're for women who really want to take care of their health, preserve their beauty. We all know that the sun ages us, causing wrinkles and sunspots and all those things. And women who want to look and feel great. And I think that pretty much classifies all women, right?
All women, right.
So, you know, as we grow, we're adding on more product that, you know, we can add a more diverse line, and we actually have a new launch for the fall that we're adding in some leggings and some shrugs, some really cool stuff. So as we grow, we're adding on more, and we want our products really to be for all women.
Fantastic.
We're adding in a men's line too next.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we love men too.
We're
We're not just all for women.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have our men's line that will be out for next spring, summer. So that'll be really fun too.
What about babies and children?
You know what? Eventually, there are products available for babies and children right now. So eventually we would like to get there, but you know, it's just the process of steps, and who needs it more right away? We need the women didn't really have anything fashionable to wear, so now we're taking care of that. And we get a ton of emails from men saying, when are you coming out with a men's line? We want something that's a little bit more fashionable, not those tight surfer shirts that everyone looks like a stuffed sausage in. Something a little bit more flattering and more forgiving. So we're heading in that direction next.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I can't wait to see more of what you're about to provide for us in terms of, you know, protective couture, fashion couture. And how can people take a look at what you have online, and where can people buy your clothing?
We do have our online site, which is www.uvcouture.com. And on our site, we also list all the retailers that sell the line. And we would really, you know, suggest you get out to the retailers, support them, and you know, try on the garments, see how they fit. Big It Up in Toronto at the Eaton Centre carries some of the athletic style line, but our website has a lot of information, and we really want people to join our UV Couture family and community. We have some great things going on, so like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and get involved with us. We're a lot of fun, so it's we want as many people involved with us as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you've got a few converts tonight. Would you say? Some followers? It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to sport my new UV Couture
You're gonna look
design.
fantastic.
Thank you. I'll send you a picture.
I would love that.
Put it on Instagram.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you.
Heather, thank you. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm still hyper from the
from the New Jack Swang.
From the New Jack Swang. Feels good to be kind. That is so right. And Khalilah Brooks, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're just vibrant.
Oh, thank you.
I just feel the good vibes from you.
Good.
So tell me a little bit about your background. You are from Nova Scotia.
100%. Halifax, Nova Scotia, born and raised.
Woo! Nova Scotia in the house, that's right. A lot of representing here tonight. Yeah. And how did you make your way from Nova Scotia to Toronto?
Well, I left Nova Scotia and went to Kingston, Ontario.
Okay.
I reconnected with my biological father. Thought I'd spend some time there with him. And then about 6 years ago, I moved from Kingston to Toronto.
Okay. So that was
how I got here, yeah.
That's your step here. Yeah. You do a lot. You're a multi-talented woman. You're a storyteller, you're an author, you're a singer. You grew up in the church, right?
Yes.
So that was your background in developing your voice in the choir.
Yes.
And when did you start writing?
Writing songs or books?
Songs.
Songs, oh heavens. I actually started writing songs when I was probably about 12 years old. I knew that I could kind of write poetry, so my mother had a deck, and I would go outside underneath this weeping willow tree and start writing poetry. And then I said to myself, one day I'm going to be able to take this and put it into a song. And then I started getting serious with writing songs in about 2001.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And do you remember the first song that you wrote?
The first song I wrote is called Lonely Days. If you ever leave me lonely, I will never be the same. So it's called Lonely Days.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting requests. Beautiful. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And when did you start writing stories?
Stories. Well, I kept a diary my whole life, so I think I've got stories within there, but this is my first children's book ever published. And I wrote this book about 3 years ago. Yeah. Okay. As a live theater production. So I put it on script for a live theater show and then transformed it into a book.
Okay. Now you are the founder of a publishing and management company. Can you talk about that?
Yes, called BAM Children's Entertainment.
Bam!
And basically what we do is we do musical theater storytelling for children ages 0 to 12 years old. So it's a touring company. We go to schools, daycares, community centers, libraries, you name it, we're there. We did Taste of Danforth, Corn Festival, everywhere. And I love what I do, yeah.
Okay. Feels good to be kind. What does that talk about?
Feels good to be kind is basically teaching children how it feels so good to be kind. We teach children how to love themselves and in turn loving others, and that's what this story is about. It's about Auntie B, the character, goes on an adventure, and she's got her groovy friends along with her, plus her sidekick puppet friend Tommy, and they're going roller skating on Funky Friday. And on Funky Friday, you know, they're skating, they're having a good time, and then Auntie B falls down and hurts herself, and all of her groovy friends come along and help her up. Instead of bullying her or laughing at her or making fun of her, they come together, and it feels so good to be kind. And so they help her up and help her encourage, you know, to get up and continue to do it again. And so Feels Good to Be Kind is just basically teaching children, like I said, in turn loving themselves so that they can learn to love others. Yeah, it's a sing-along book, so it comes along with a CD, so you can eat, and it takes you right from the ages of 0 to 4 and 0 to 8. For children that may suffer from dyslexia, this book will help you.
You thought of it all.
Yes, I thought of it all.
Every age and stage.
Oh yeah, every age. I suffer from dyslexia as a young girl, so it was important to me to kind of incorporate that into this particular book, and that way children were able to kind of grow with it.
Okay. So I know that dyslexia is it's an exceptionality, right? Can you just describe what dyslexia is for some people who may not? My brother is dyslexic.
Oh, okay.
Probably doesn't want everybody knowing his business, but he is.
Okay.
So I have an understanding. Yeah.
Well, basically what dyslexia is that you've got all the puzzle pieces of the puzzle, but you can't seem to put it together, but you have an idea. And funny, you can see the ultimate goal of the picture. You know exactly what the picture looks like, but it's a matter of putting the A's and B's and C's in its proper order so that it makes sense. To me, having dyslexia as a young girl, everything made sense. I could read perfectly fine and write to me perfectly fine, but others obviously didn't seem to think so. So, and here I am now, right?
Here you are now, an author, an established author.
Can
you take us through Feels Good to Be Kind in a la Auntie B?
Auntie B. Feels
in your
good
Auntie B voice?
In my Auntie B voice. Let's see what I can do for you.
Oh, you want to hear a little Auntie B?
Yeah, okay. We can do that. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the small, neat village where people sing and dance. And you know that I'm the cool, neat lady who wears colorful, groovy pants. Auntie B always says, make sure you stand up straight, stick your heart out, stay groovy, of course, and take the risk. Take the risk and be kind. Why? Because it feels so good to be kind.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Now, where can people purchase the book?
You can get the book on auntieb.ca. You can go to my Hey, Jessica Allen, publisher. And you can also go down to Indigo, Bambler location, and they're selling the book there.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
I know it takes quite a bit of energy to put through this beautiful, beautiful work. So, and thank you for what you're doing for children and for the community at large. It's so important to love other people, but by learning to love yourself first.
Yeah, 100%. You have to love yourself first. I grew up in foster care and group homes until I was about 21. I was a ward of the court. So I had a rough start, but I knew that it was important to still love yourself in order for you to grow through the challenges that you're faced with, and then give back to the community. That's extremely important.
Fantastic. Very proud of you. Thanks a lot, Khalilah.
Thank you.
All right. Again, where can people find you? What's your website?
You can find us at www.auntyb.ca.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
Be creative in the things that you don't want to even talk about. Be creative in the things that your teachers used to laugh about. Be creative in the things that you always used to dream about. Be creative in the things that are happening around you. Taking a road with full attention. It's more than all convention. Whatever you do it with love. Put your heart and soul inside. Be creative in the things that you don't want to even talk about. Be creative in the things that your teachers used to laugh about. Be creative in the things that you always used to dream about. Be creative in the things that are happening around you. Everything counts, every little reaction. Can't start a chain reaction. Seize the day, conquer to know. Now it's the time to enjoy yourself. Be creative in the things that you don't want to even talk about. Be creative in the things that your teachers used to laugh about. Be creative in the things that you always used to dream about. Be creative in the things that are happening around you. Be creative, 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 be creative. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. So much potential. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. Every little so much potential. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. So much potential. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. Every little thing helps. So much potential. Thank you. This next song is a result of my work with First Nation artist Buffy Sainte-Marie. I produced the last 4 albums. We're working on a new one right now in my studio in Toronto. And this song is called Wake Up. It's about corporate bullying, the way that the corporations on this planet are gradually eating up everything. And I think something has to be done about it. I wrote the song about 2 years ago, and then the Occupy movement heard my song and they started the Occupy movement. So that's what happened. So this is called Wake Up, and you can sing along in the middle. There's a breakdown. I want you all to sing Wake Up, okay? Wake up, wake up. It's only 2 words, it's not difficult, okay? We've been waiting so long just to give you this song. Hope it won't take too long before we wake up and know the truth. This world was made for. From the past we have come to the future to learn. From the times we were wrong, we must know now where we belong. This world was made for. Corporations take the soul of our nations. Politicians do just what they're told. Nobody is listening to our frustrations. We have been sold. can we own the land? How can we own the sky and the wind and the rain? There are things that we just can't buy. This world was made for all. All the signs are out there while we still breathe the air. Where's the chance that we care? We don't have to go down this road. This world was made for all. Now there's all mergers and acquisitions. Consumerism gets out of control, leaving all this dead to future generations. Sold. Hey, it's time to wake up, wake up. 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 Wake up and know the truth. This world was made for all. Wake up and know the truth. This world was made for all. Wake up and know the truth. This world was made for all. Thank you.
Chris, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for being here at the Nikki Clarke show and being on the stage and just doing what you do. How long have you been in the music business?
I've been making records for about 40 years, but I started as an artist. My first two albums as an artist were produced by Tony Visconti, the legendary David Bowie producer. And then I went on from that into studio work and started producing records. And to this date, I have over 100 million records with my name on it, which is, it's okay, it's 40 years work.
You are a legend. That's amazing. And tell me, it's good to be a legend. Yeah, a living one too.
It's all right, very much so.
I have to say that the song that you just performed, can you tell me again the title? And Wake Up, okay. And the premise of it is corporate bullying. And you penned that about 2 years ago. What connected with you that made you write that song?
I was reading a speech by Chief Seattle back in the 19th century when he handed over the land rights to us whites in Canada and USA. And this speech is a very visionary statement, which I used in the third verse, which is how can we own the land and the sky and the wind and the rain? There are things that we just can't buy. But he also said something very profound and visionary on his speech. Man did not weave the web of life, he's merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. And I think that's, to say that back in 18 something is amazing. He knew that industrialization was not sustainable, and we have to change our attitude to nature and come back, respect the earth, and we're part of nature. We don't control nature, we're just a part of it. And I think that speech is very powerful and prevalent even today.
Absolutely. Yeah, give him a clap for that. That was profound. Drop of knowledge here on stage. Now, you've worked with incredible artists, Sinead O'Connor. You've worked with David Bowie, you just mentioned, and who else? Who else? Can you name as many as you can?
How much time have you got? I've done successful records with Steve Earle, Copperhead Road. I've done Buffy St. Marie. Done 3 albums with her, and we're just doing the 4th one now at my studio in Toronto. Bob Geldof, I've worked with Sting, Peter Gabriel. Also had the pleasure to work with Led Zeppelin way back in the 70s. And Thomas Dolby, I'll just do a huge list anyway. Sinead O'Connor's in town in October, and I have a concert at the Hughes Room, 9th of October. It's Thursday the 9th of October. And I want you all to come and join in. It's a release party for my new album called Be Creative. It's the first song I sang tonight. And on this party, we're going to vote for the people. You are going to vote for the single for the album. So it's a kind of a interaction party, a lot of good fun, and also voting as well. So that's the it's Thursday, 9th of October at the Hughes Room, and I'll see if I can get Sinead to come too.
Yeah.
And maybe Buffy too. Because I'm still working with Buffy on a new album. Buffy's going to be in town about then, so we may get Sinead and Buffy on the same venue, which would be fantastic.
Buffy and Sinead, that's huge. Yeah. That's huge. And tell me, where can people find you? Where can they get some of your music?
Right, well, my new album, as I've mentioned, is officially out on the 9th of October, Be Creative. But you can go to my app. If you go search Chris Birkett, Birkett, on your app store, you get a free app, and it has my last 5 albums on it, and my videos and all sorts of stuff. And my website is chrisburkett.ca. Canadian. I just want to say that I moved here. My chain of events to move here was from London, Bordeaux, Paris, Hawaii, Toronto. I've worked in all those towns and had recording studios in all those towns, all those countries. And Toronto is the best place. They say that Paris is the hub of culture, but I can tell you, in Paris I had an ABC list of great musicians to play on records. When I arrived here in Toronto 2 years ago, I now have an A to Z list of fantastic musicians. It's way better, way better.
Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. It's been... I think Chris Birkett just asked if you'd like to make a record with me. Yes! You heard it. Witnesses. Yeah, let's do it. R&B, kind of like an old school vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. It done. Deal. We do business on stage in front of everybody.
I was a guitarist for a famous R&B artist, Rufus Thomas, many, many years ago, so we can do R&B.
So this is a contract. You're on film.
Yeah.
Okay. we sign it. All right. I want to just thank everyone for being here. Did you have a good time? Yeah. Did we deliver? We delivered. Awesome. I want to thank you for being here, supporting the show, and tell your friends we're going to be back August 6th. Again, a live taping. So I hope to see you. The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. Have a good night. Thank you.